On divorce court today. After less than 2 years of marriage, this couple is headed out the door. Trivia claims her husband will drop her like a bad habit if his homeboy calls. And Chris says his wife is suffocating him. Trivia Boone and Chris Boone have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mr. and Mrs. Boone, you have been married how long?
2 years.
2 years. You've got a little boy on the way there, and you're concerned. You're worried that you, in fact, aren't going to make it, even if you are having a baby at this time. And by the way, I want to just applaud you for getting it in the right order. Married, then baby. Loving it. just loving it. What seems to be the problem?
Your Honor, I just feel like my husband, Christopher, is very inconsiderate. He didn't start off this way. You know, he was always sweet and caring and very charming. And then it seems like once we got married, a little over a year ago, we moved to the South Side, which is where he is originally from. We're actually staying in his mother's
South Side of Houston.
Old house. Yes, South Side of Houston. And his friends all still stay in that area. And it seems like since we've moved there, I don't have a husband anymore. He's never there. I'm always by myself. You know, we'll make plans to go somewhere, and somebody could call him and invite him over, and he'll just cancel on me. He's
out
gone.
the door.
Nowhere to be found.
Mr. Boone, step back just for a moment. Take a deep breath and think about it. Now that you have moved back into your old environment, have you kind of left your wife a lot and run around with your friends as if you were once again single?
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad. It's a little.
How bad is it?
I mean, well,
It's about 4 times a week, Your Honor, at least.
I've brought it down. I admit it was a little overboard, maybe 4 times a week, but I brought it down a bit. Maybe
Brought
like
it down
twice.
to what?
Twice
a week.
Twice a week.
Now, how many times do you take her out every week?
Maybe once.
Maybe once. That means none. Because if it was once, you'd be scared. Yeah, I take her out every week. But it's not that, right?
Right.
Now, oh, look at her. She's beautiful. She's having your baby. This is the last 3 months of your life. You won't have some crumb crusher running around asking you for food, money, and diapers. What are you going to do with those 3 months? You know what I mean? Just ask yourself. I'm just going to leave that question floating in the air for you to just ruminate on a little bit while I continue to ask your wife what's wrong with you.
Okay. All right.
Well, let me ask you this first, Mr. Boone. You say she's very insecure. Why do you believe she's insecure?
Constantly going through my phone. I mean, I could tell you about a situation where it got really bad, where I thought everything was fun and games until it turned ugly. We're in the house, we're laid up, having a good time, playing with each other, joking, and she picks up my phone and look through it. I don't have nothing to hide. You go look through the phone, no problem. And all of a sudden, she gets the phone, throws it, and stomps in the bedroom, just go in the back. So I'm like, I'm still thinking it's a game. I run to the door, hey, baby, what's going on? Hey.
You still playing?
Still playing, hey. Nothing. No answer, no, hey, how you doing? You did this, you did that, silence. So after a while of knocking at the door and telling her to come on, what's wrong? Nothing. I get nothing in return. So later on, I sit in the front of the TV watching me, and she just storms out the house, and I'm blowing up her phone, texting.
What's the problem? Where are you? Where you going? What's happening?
Nothing. And she finally come back, but I get the cold shoulder.
Ms. Boone, what happened?
I got upset because he was talking to other women on the phone.
What was he saying? What did you see?
There was some text message from a girl saying how she had fun the other night or something like that. And it just frustrated me because it's like, we're staying together. Like, what are you doing, talking, going places? You never told me anything about it, so.
And one thing she left out.
What?
The date was at least 4 months before we even met. Before we
Mrs.
even met.
Boone, really? Now, let me tell you something. I got women coming in here doing that all the time. You are inviting the very outcome you seek to avoid by letting your actions follow your fears. It's just, you know, he's your husband. He loves you. And don't go inventing stuff. And if you do see something that does concern you, you do what grown folks do. What do grown folks do, Joe?
Talk about it.
You know, Your Honor, he says that. I'll take him for it now, but at the time, I don't remember what the dates were. And when he told me that, he had already deleted all the messages.
But you
from
were
his
so
phone
busy
anyway.
being angry, you couldn't even ask an intelligent question. You couldn't even really pay attention to what you were seeing because you were leading with your fear instead of like, hey, you know, I know this brother. Let me see what he has to say about this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You with me? What other things does she do that you believe makes her so insecure?
Another example, at work, sitting with a coworker of mine. Mm-hmm. We're sitting there talking, I don't know about what, and she's coming back from lunch. So she sees me talking to her. I say hi, but she walks right past me like I don't exist. So I'm like, okay, you know, maybe there's nothing. Later on that day, she was like, yeah, you sitting there talking to that girl, blah, 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 blah. So I started putting two and two together. The reason why it was a problem, because the woman was attractive. Now, had she been a booger wolf,
That's a new
she
one.
could care less.
Booger wolf.
Booger wolf, filled with boogers.
That's a new one. I got a divorce court dictionary going on, so that's going right on in there. Ms. Boone, did you get an attitude because Mr. Boone was talking to an attractive woman?
I did get kind of frustrated, but he said it wrong. It's
Well, you
not like
said
I
it right.
just walked off. I spoke and I kept walking.
Were you angry?
Now, it did kind of affect me a little bit. The main issue was my friends kind of messed up the environment because we had all walked in together and they were the ones like going off on him while
Your
he's sitting
friends
there.
messed up the environment?
Yeah, they were like, "You wrong for what are you doing?" And you know, I had walked off. I didn't even pay any mind. I had to get back to
Hey,
work.
listen, don't get in there with a room with a bunch of angry women who've been hurt or otherwise. Like in my neighborhood, it's like one house after another went up for sale because like divorce was going through it like a disease. And, you know, you get to talking about it, and don't do that. You talk to your man about your business. Don't let your girlfriends, your mother, your brother, your sister take care of all of that. You take care of that with him. Don't let them you don't know who hurt them or how angry they are. You take care of your business.
Next, are video games and old lady habits tearing this couple apart? If the ink on your marriage license is barely dry, but you're ready to call it quits, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Broken relationships, real solutions. Divorce Court continues.
Mrs. Boone, you say Mr. Boone spends far too much money on video games and playing around. Why don't you explain why you feel that way?
Well, for one, he's 29, about to be 30, and we're about to have a child. I feel like he should grow up and help me and have more of a relationship. I don't want to have to, I feel like I'm raising a kid already, and I don't want to be raising two kids when I'm really only about to have one.
You want to have a relationship already. What kind of things do you two do together, if anything at all?
We used to do a lot of things. We used to go out to the movies, bowling, vacations. Now we don't do anything. Now all he does is go play video games at his friend's house, Your Honor.
True.
I am always at the house by myself. He actually just recently this summer he got into a car accident and totaled his car, so he's in my car.
In your car, and you at home.
And I've been on maternity, you know, I'm pregnant, and so I'm not working right now because I've had such a difficult pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And so he takes my car to work. So I'm stuck. We're in the suburbs. There's nothing around, so I'm literally stuck in the house all day by myself. And when he gets off, he goes to his friend's house all night. And I ask him to come home, you know, at a decent time. At least by 12, he's gone till like
Mr. Boone.
2, 3
Mr.
o'clock in the
Boone,
morning.
you were looking pretty good there for a minute. Why don't you explain to me your version of that?
Okay, get ready. Get ready. All right, first of all, got married, 25. The next day after the honeymoon, 45 years old woman. She has gotten to a point to where we're not husband and wife. It's almost mama and son. It's like, where you at? Where you going? Well, I'm about to go out. No, you're not. Huh? Why
Your
am I
Honor,
about to
he's
go
in
out?
my car. I can't go anywhere because he's always in
I got that part. I
my
got that part.
car.
Mr. Boone, let me ask you this. And I think she is doing that. I think she's worried. I think she's afraid. She's pregnant and she's home and she's thinking about it. She's thinking she got nothing going on, but she's thinking about where you be, what you could be doing, and all the friends are talking. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is, what have you done to secure her in her state of panic?
Well, what I've done, I don't feel it's enough. I've cut out most of my time that I can even have fun with my friends. Like I said, sometimes it's 4 times, 3, 2, now sometimes 1 time a week.
Right.
If not all that I go out.
What else?
We lay up. That's what she really like to do. She like to lay up and watch reality shows all day.
Your Honor, if we do anything, he's on his phone playing games on his phone with the volume
Do
loud.
you engage her in a social life and activity as you engage your friends? Do you take her places? Do you go places? Are you the instigator of love, romance, and attraction at your crib? No.
It's a bit of yes and no. And the only reason why I say no is because half the time we don't have the time to do that. I'm at work all day, 9 to 10 hours, working. I come home, house still look the same, and that's another thing that doesn't get me to be like, okay, well let's sit down and relax. Let me massage it.
Are you taking care of business at home
Your
while
Honor, the
he's
house
out making
is
money?
clean. If he says it looks the same, it's because it's spotless.
It was clean when he left and he clean when he came home.
I give him the fact that for a week straight, I would not pick up after his dirty clothes because he would not take the time to just put them in the hamper. That's the only thing I ask him to do is put your dirty clothes in the hamper and put your shoes back in the closet. I do everything in the house. I'm there all day, so I have nothing else to do. It's not like there's nothing like I'm gone all day.
That sounds like that's her job. I'm at work.
And
That is
Your
her
Honor,
job while she's at home.
That's right. I'm at work busting, humping, making sure I make that money to pay them bills, have a life for my son coming. And, when I come home, yeah, she say she clean up a little bit, but at times I could come home, house still look a mess, she's still laying in that same spot. I'm like,
When divorce court continues, after all the bad blood between them, is money the real reason they want a divorce?
Do you agree with trivia that Chris spends too much time with his friends? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now, 1-800-282-1991.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
Mr. Boone, you say Mrs. Boone tries to micromanage your expenses. Why don't you tell me what she's doing to keep tabs on your spending?
well, she's like a probation officer, really. What's so crazy, we have she has a bank alert on her phone. She does. So anytime when I may spend money, go out with the fellas, because that's the main part that's the hugest problem when I'm out and I'm spending the money by myself or with other people. I may get a couple drinks, it's my round, and before you know it, I get a call. Somebody, what's this? You just spent about $20 on for some beer. What? What do you mean? I'm here. You know where I'm at. Why are you spending so much? Why I have to explain myself? I make the money. I pay the cost to be the boss. That's how I feel. But I'm not mean with it.
But that's just a fact.
That's the fact.
Ms. Boone, do you track his expenditures, and when you see an expense you don't like, do you ring him up?
I do. I feel, well, for when I was working and going to school full time. And when I stopped, I had to do my prerequisites where we were at the hospital. So I did stop working for that about 3 months. And then I found out I was pregnant. So I was also contributing to the bills, making about the same amount he is. And I didn't trip on little things like that. But right now we're on one income. We are barely making our monthly payments on our bills. We have a baby coming, and we need a new car.
Now, is that true, Mr. Boone, that things are a little bit tight at the house?
Things are tight.
Now, wouldn't it bother you if she went out and got some weave, even though things are tight, but she's spending money on things that she doesn't really need just because she wants to do that? Wouldn't that cause you concern?
It would. I can't lie about that. It would. But at the same time, it's not crazy. Again, I only go out once a week.
He goes out.
I'll go out once a week.
How much you got saved up for the baby?
About 1,000, maybe.
And he
They
really
go through
doesn't-
$1,000 in a month just with all that gear and junk they need. They're very high maintenance people.
Yeah.
And you got to have more than $1,000.
Yeah.
I know what's wrong at your house. First of all, I want to say this. I love you people. I say I like you, but I don't like you people. I love you people. I really, really do. You're strong people. You're working people. You got married because you love each other people. Then you got pregnant after you got married people. I love all that about you. I think that you're funny. I think that you're nice. I think that you're caring. I think you love your wife. I think that you're nice, and I think you're caring, and I think you are scared to death. And what I'm going to do is spend the rest of my time here telling you what you need to do. And Mr. Boss over here, tell him what he needs to be the boss of so that he doesn't have a wife who is afraid in her own house.
Judge Lynn Toller's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toller's ruling right now.
Mr. Boone, let me explain something to you. You live in an environment, and I don't know where you live specifically, but I'm just talking about the whole world, because the world is very small now. You got all the this and that and Twitter, Facebook, and all this kind of stuff. And what you see out there, and what your wife sees is, I got a good brother, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose him. And as she becomes encumbered, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but as she becomes encumbered, she's lost her income because she's now pregnant, which is an obligation. Now she's home. She doesn't have a car. She can't get anywhere. Her word is very, 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 it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And all of her world is falling into the palm of your hand. So her fear is you take your hand away and she falls. So what you have to do is make sure that she feels more than what you're giving her. You have to, it's not a matter of what I'm not doing with other people. It's what I'm doing with and for her. She's scared. The boss has got to take care of business, and not just the dollar business, but the love business, the security business, the feeling business, the emotional business. Her hormones are tap dancing all over her rationality. It's difficult to be in her position, and she feels like she has lost all her power and that she has lost it to you. So she keeps a radar on you because you go and she's gone. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're inviting your own error. You're inviting your own abandonment. He's demonstrated to you that he loves you. Don't make him not want to be there anymore. Don't let your fear speak for you. Let your love speak for you. Let your trust speak for you. And you have to be able to put down some other things and pick up what she needs to do, because she will become the wife that you want. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Just quit nagging the brother. Leave him alone. Be cool. Be happy, because I love you people. And I want to hear from you next year. I want to see a picture of the baby. Oh, I just want you to be happily married. And then this matter is adjourned. It is so good.
Chris and Trivia appreciate the judge's ruling. and he is working hard to make trivia feel cared for and secure. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.